students of first BA. Today we shall be dealing with a poem which you have to study. That is, Fear No More the Heat of the Sun. So if you look into your textbooks under Unit B, Poetry, you have the first poem that is on page 53. So those of you who have a textbook, you can just follow me over there, but the others can just follow the slides. So this poem, Fear No More the Heat of the Sun, is written by William Shakespeare, who lived between 1564 to 1616. So I think all of you must have heard about or studied about Shakespeare, because he is the world's greatest playwright. Shakespeare is the one who has raised dramatic art to unparalleled heights of excellence. The greatness of Shakespeare can be attributed to his rare insight into the human mind and heart and supreme mastery of the resources of English language. Be it tragedy, comedy, historic play, or tragic comedy, or the sonnets, Shakespeare has touched upon human consciousness in lines that are memorable and poetic. Now, this poem that you have for study is a song taken from Act 4, Scene 2 of the play Cymbeline. This song is often called Dirge of Fiddle because in the play Cymbeline, it is sung by two brothers of emotion over what they believe to be the dead body of the boy fiddler. In fact, it is emotion in disguise, and she is not dead but in a drugged sleep. Now let me give a brief introduction to the poem. Now, in the poem, Fear No More, the poet of Shakespeare is making an appeal to the reader to overcome all sad feelings of death. To accept, he is asking us to accept death as one no longer needs to fear the hardships of life. We all know, or he is making us, or he is telling us that death is inevitable to all human beings. Everyone who is born has to die. To bring out these points or this appeal that he makes to the readers about how to tide over the sufferings that one faces when our loved ones die, he employs literary devices such as repetition of certain lines and also imagery. So he makes use of similes, metaphors, and personification in this poem to give it a beautiful setting or understanding. So the imageries that are used, for example, uh, there is a simile in line 10. To thee, the reed is as the yoke. This is the simile that he has used in this poem. So also there are personification. For example, in the second line, nor the furious winter's rages. This is an example of personification. And we also have metaphors which are used to depict the struggle one has to undergo during a lifetime. Now, students, this is going to be one part of my lecture on Fear No More, the Heat of the Sun. I will here now be reading the poem to you, just giving a reading. So in the second part, the second video that will be uploaded as part 2, Fear No More, the Heat of the Sun, part 2, I will explain in detail line by line. But here I will just be reading out the poem to you. So if you have your textbooks, you can look at your textbooks. If not, you have the poem here. So let's begin. Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter's rages. Thou thy worldly task hast done, home art gone, and taken thy wages. Golden lads and girls all must, as chimney sweepers, come to dust. Fear no more the frown of the great. Thou art past the tyrant's stroke. Care no more to clothe and eat. To thee the reed is as the yoke. The scepter, learning psychic must all follow this and come to dust. Fear no more the lightning flash, nor all the deaded thunderstone. Fear not slander, censure rash. Thou hast finished joy and moan. All lovers young, all lovers must consign to thee and come to dust. No exerciser, no exerciser harm thee, nor no witchcraft charm thee. Ghost unlaid forbade thee, nothing ill come near thee. Quiet consummation hath, and renowned be thy grave. So this is the reading of the poem. Now I would like to give you the glossary for certain difficult words. So once again, if you turn your page, that is to page 54, there you have the synonyms or the meanings of some of the difficult words that you will come across in the poem. So first one there is winter rages, that refers to the harsh cold of winter, and this is a figure of speech and it is personification. Worldly task. Worldly task refers to the hard work that we have to do in our life's struggle. Wages is the salary that is given to the laborers. Tyrant is a cruel ruler. Reed is a thin plant and oak is a large tree. Next you have the difficult word there, scepter, which refers to a decorated stick that a king carries as a sign of power. Slander Slander refers to something that is said to damage a person's reputation. Censure rash is undeserved blame. Consign to thee, deliver to you. Thee is you. Exorciser is a magician who tries to drive away the evil spirit. Consummation, quiet consummation, refers to peaceful death. Renowned, the last line, renowned, refers to memorable. Okay, so we have come to the end of the reading of the poem, and we will now just introduce you to the questions that may be asked on this poem. You have to answer an essay question or maybe a short question which carries 5 marks. Essay question carries 10 marks. So here for essay question, a question like bring out the poet's views on death in the poem. This is how it can be asked. Or explain how death is a consolation rather than a regret. So these are the 2 essay questions that can be asked. For short questions, you have why does the poet say that the dead need not fear anything? So students, you will also have annotations asked on this question. So a passage from this will be given and 3 questions will be asked. So you can refer to your text on page 55 where you have 2 examples on annotations. So thank you, students. This is all for now. The following video under part 2, Fear No More the Heat of the Sun, you will have an explanation, a detailed explanation on the poem. Thank you.